Shelly here. I'm playing in my art journal this week, and my inspiration was a watercolor piece that I saw online. I plan to use some texture paste, some gel prints, and then I want to finish up with some specialty yarn that I inherited from my mother. So let's get started. I want to start off with a couple of my wildflower stencils, and I'm only going to use these tall. These are cattails. I'm not sure what the other ones are. I knew at the time I made them. These are times when you should write things down. But anyway, so I'm using black modeling paste today because I'm out of the white. And I want these to be on the darker side anyway. They're going to kind of just be background. So we'll see if we can. Puppies are playing. I don't want the stems, I only want the stalks and the tops of my cattails. I don't know what those are called. Those are, I don't think those are a bud or a all right. Forgot to get my paper towels out. It's hard when you're putting modeling paste down or texture paste down to, you know, get over in different areas. So we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to do a few. Like I said, it's just in the background anyway. Oop, I should have taken this one off first. Now I like to get all of this is soap and water cleanup, but I like to get as much of the texture paste off so it doesn't go down the sink. And what's cool about this too is you could do as much with this as you want to. You've got a little bit of working time here, and you could make them longer, shorter. You could not even use a stencil and just put them in with your paintbrush or your palette knife. The middle ones are really going to be tricky to get to. Now I'm not going to worry about these high spots. As you can see, I've got a lot of high spots. I'll be able to quickly take care of those once my paste is dry. I went and pulled out one of my butterfly stencils where I have several different kinds, and I've chosen these two. I believe it's a swallowtail and a monarch, but don't hold me to that. And what I did was just cut them out. I resized them and cut them out on my Scan and Cut cat hair. And I think this bigger size is what I want, but I'm gonna go ahead and just do a couple of them just in case. I'm working on wax paper because once I'm done, they'll peel right up. And then I went through my stash of tissue paper that I've made years ago and pulled out some that I think would have some good detail. And I think this is what I'm going to use. I've done this before, it's been a while, but it's really fun and they last beautifully on canvases for years. I've got a couple hanging in my house that I have a dragonfly and, well, different ones that I have butterflies of different sizes on, and they have just weathered beautifully. So what I'm going to do is I think I like this area with the music. Writing kind of like that maybe. And I'm not worried about the antenna. As you can see, some of them have already torn when I peeled them off of my scan and cut mat, but I don't care because I found that those don't do well over time when they're really super thin. So I will just go in and draw the antenna on in the end. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through and get Mod Podge all over my guy. Super easy. Then Mod Podge again. So yeah, any antenna that are left, I will just cut those off when I trim this down in the end. I forgot to mute the scanner, so I'm sorry, that's going upstairs. My son's on duty. Okay, and then I'm just gonna lay that there. I probably won't show you this, but what I will do later tonight after this dries, I will come back down and put another coat of Mod Podge on the back side so that both sides are coated with Mod Podge. Then I'll let them dry overnight, and then in the morning we'll be ready to add paint. If you wanted to be really precise and you were trying to be really precious with this, you could just use water and a brush and go around the areas you wanted to cut out. But I'm not really worried about that, so. This is just regular white cardstock from, I think, Hobby Lobby. That's what we have here and where I live. But I'm sure any white cardstock as long as it's a little bit thicker, I think any white cardstock would be just fine. Now I'll let these dry for about an hour, then I'll come back down, coat the backs, and then we'll be ready to paint in the morning. All right, it's the next day. My butterflies are dry. Mod Podge front and back. Now I'm not going to cut out all of these, but I'm just going to gently tear a little bit of the bulk around them just to see which one I like best. Get my journal page here and kind of see which one we like the best. I kind of like it with this medallion on here. It's kind of cool. It'll be easier once they're cut out to see it 100%, but I wish you could tell me which one you like. I think it's between this one this one. Let's just cut around the top and see if we can get a better idea. I know it's hard to tell without painting them and all that, but I love them all. I don't know. I'm going to think about it. I love them all, but we have other things we could be doing. Any place where our texture paste is really sticking up, pointy, I'm going to trim that off. You can, and I often have, I will take sanding paper, just regular sandpaper for wood. I like the sanding blocks that you can buy, because then you can, they're kind of cool, you know, they're easy to hold on to. You got something chunky there. I enjoy those. I use those a lot. And you just have to go over it lightly. You don't want to go in like you're sanding a big old piece of oak or anything, but just lightly going over, and a lot comes off, so you just go a little bit at a time till you get the level that you want. But today I want it to be rough. I forgot to do these. Oh, well, shoot. You probably noticed, and what if we go in with a Sharpie? Because again, this is just in our background. And it's an art journal page, and I really don't want to have to wait till tomorrow to work on this again. Take a little bit of our black. Oh, this glitter from Christmas, I'm just still battling it. I want my background to be very light, more glitter, so that my colors all pop. So I'm thinking what I want to do, doing it again, is let's put out some greens. Maybe I should do the white first with a little bit of green. While I was painting my background, instead of incorporating this other green into the background, I think I want to get I have this little mandala stencil that I cut a long time ago. And I'm just going to get a little bit of that green paint and put a few of these in our background, just subtly. All right, now we'll take a little break, go feed the animals, and start up again. Well, I am sure not liking this black. The more I think about it, the less excited I am about it. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of dark green and tone it down a little bit. I'm not going to go over it 100%. Just a little bit, and I should have started in the middle. Mix in a little bit of this green with it. It's not very convenient. I like that so much better. Oh, just realized I forgot to hit record. Oh my goodness. Okay, so these are the papers I think I want to use. I'm not 100% sure yet. And so I just went through with my stencil, did some rough marks, and see, you didn't miss anything good anyway. And I'm just going through now. I was complaining about this waxy back paper. Again. I'm still using it. And then I'm going to just quickly go through and cut these out. And then we'll see if we're going the right direction, or if we need different papers or more papers or less, or yeah. It's time to fussy cut. Well, I think I like them all. I do like the yellow better than I thought I was going to. Maybe something like that. Let's start with that. Just gonna go and turn my scissors a little bit. Give it that rough edge. For these kind of wildflowers, you don't even need a stencil. You just make some lines and then wiggle your scissors as you go. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. So now we can get our Mod Podge out and start to apply these. So now I'm just putting a quick coat of Mod Podge all over. A couple of baby wipes wadded up, and I'm just going to kiss all over. I love how it's going so far. Well, I just cannot make my mind up on these butterflies. So I'm going to trim all 3 of these and paint all 3 of these. Okay, I am thoroughly sick of fussy cutting. Not my favorite thing anyway, but we got her done. Now let's see if we can come up with a blue that's close to this. So we'll let these dry, and actually I think I'm going to dry them with my heat tool so that I can Mod Podge them one more time to make sure they're really well coated and set. Now we'll give them a quick coat of Mod Podge. And whenever I'm doing a front and a back like this, all in the same setting, I will coat the back first, then flip it over, do the front, because the front part's going to be seen, so that's the part we want to be the best. Trim up that wing tomorrow. Okay, now we'll let everything dry, and then tomorrow we'll be able to come back and start on our yarn. All right, everything is dry, and I love how it's looking so far. I don't know what you think, but I think I like this guy better. And I think I like the really blue one. He really pops. And I was going to draw on some antenna, but then I remembered that I had these little, what is this part of the flower called? Anyways, they have a little glitter on them, and I'm not in love with that, but see if I can wipe that off. I'm just gonna get glitter all over everything, but anyway, it's not bad. So I'm gonna go ahead, and once my hot glue gun heats up, I will glue these on the back of my butterfly. I'm not ready to put him on yet, but we have our yarn that I wanted to try. And I almost hate to, because if it doesn't work out being as cool as I think it's going to. I love this as it is right now. I think this is great. But I really, the whole reason why I wanted to do this was to use some of this yarn that I've inherited. And I think it is fun. And again, it's just an art journal page, so I think I gotta go for it and try it out. I'm only going to use these 3, and I think I'm gonna start with this one. And I am using this. I have no idea where my mother got this. I've never used it before, but I inherited it a few years back. And am I heating up here? Anyway, I'm not sure how to finish the ends up here. I think it's got to be, I've got to end it right at one of these squares, like that. But I think we're just gonna leave it like that. I can't round it or anything. I think that'll be just cool like that. All right, it took a little bit to finally get a glue gun working. I don't know what's going on with that one I inherited, but this one is working. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue on my butterfly antenna first. Set him aside, and this glue tip is not as narrow, but I think we can still make it work. So let's start with these flat ones first, and no fuzz. And I'm thinking if I put a little dab of the glue, then put the square. I won't do it on every square, but I think if we do a couple, that'll be enough. I just noticed there's 2 sides to this. I don't know if it really matters, but Okay, I like it so far. Adds that little extra color and pizzazz texture. I wonder if I should leave them all wonky going down or straighten them out. Wonky, straight. I think we're just going to do it straight and see what happens. I don't. I thought these were really pretty. I liked how the thread in here balls up in certain spots. It was like a little bud or something. I don't know, but I thought it was kind of cool. I should have done that. I should have cut them all so that the little nut was up at the top to make the blossom up there. Oh. And then my last one is this fun stuff, and I thought this would be definitely look like it was something growing. Well, something happened to the last bit of footage where I finished up the canvas. I don't know. It's just not there. So, but I was about done. I continued putting a little bit more of the green on till the end, and I glued my butterfly on, and I really like how it turned out. And of course it was a blast to do, which is always a plus for me. I hope that you'll try doing something like this with some specialty yarns. I really appreciate you watching. If you like this kind of video, it'd be awesome if you'd like and subscribe and maybe even share it with a crafty friend that you know. And I hope you join me in my next video. Thanks. Bye for now.